All right, so it's time to talk about everything that's wrong with Dragon Ball Super Broly because now it is time. We know everything. We've seen the movie. It's time to give our synopsis of, this movie. And I do this movie as a person that is a fan of Broly. Obviously, I am a fan of this character because I have him in my intro. He's one of my favorite movie characters. So I'm just trying to give you a frame of reference, a frame of mind that this review is not coming from a Broly hater. I'm one of the biggest Broly supporters that you will probably ever meet. That being said, Dragon Ball Super Broly is probably one of the most unfaithful remakes, unfaithful reboots of a character that you will find in modern animation and in modern movies. This character, this movie, this whole production was like a huge clickbait. This Broly is basically emo, feel sorry for me Broly. Like the old Broly is completely gone. And what I'm trying to tell you is a reboot is not completely erasing the former identity of a character. A reboot is taking a couple of minor or sort of major things and changing them to, enhance a character, thus making a reboot. For example, you can reboot Batman as many times as you want, but at the end of the day, Thomas and Martha Wayne need to die, and this guy needs to jump into his bat suit and fight crime. That's just the way it is. You can do however many Superman reboots that you want to do, but at the end of the day, all the Kryptonians need to die and, in that big planet explosion, and Superman needs to come to Earth and get raised by the Kents. That's just the way it is. But in this movie, they take the identity of Broly and they just completely massacre him. They try to make him sympathetic. They wussify. I have to make this PG. They completely wussified this character to no end, and it's really disappointing to watch as a Broly fan because you know what it's supposed to be and you know what it's become, and it's just a tragic thing to watch. Now you can go watch these other channels that are going to try to tell you that, oh, it's the best visual, blah blah blah, da da da, whatever manufactured BS that they want to give you. But I'm going to give you the facts. I'm going to give you what exactly happened in this movie. So the first thing that was wrong with this movie was really, like I said, the sympathetic Hulk syndrome. And, I'm really impressed that they failed at this. Like they've made this same mistake that other movies have made before, because Broly was not the first failed sympathetic Hulk that, Hollywood or any, movie company has crapped out. Remember the early 2000s Hulk movie? Like this is not the first time they've made a sympathetic Hulk. The first sympathetic Hulk was in the early 2000s, where we had the first CGI Hulk movie starring Eric Bana. And we all remember how that, played out. It had the same hype. It had the same fanfare. It had the same notoriety behind it that this movie has right now. And when people went to theaters, they were just like, no, like that whole movie tried to send a message about domestic violence, and it tried to make Hulk more sympathetic. It tried to, you didn't really get the Hulk smash Hulk. You got the feel sorry for me, sad face, whatever Hulk that just ruined that movie or ruined that, franchise for a while. It ruined the Hulk franchise for quite some time until the Edward Norton Hulk. So, here we go with Broly, and the trailers. Again, they have mastered making sizzle trailers. I will not take that away from them. They have mastered making sizzle trailers. And the action scenes, they're okay. I'm not taking anything away from the action scenes, but again, at the end of the day, the action scenes only matter but so much. It's the storytelling elements that really make you remember a character. Like, sure, we remember and we love the fight scenes from the original Broly movie, but we remember how Broly, when he was unleashed, he was no longer a sympathetic Hulk. It was like, oh wow, Paragus was doing the right thing, because if this guy was left alone to his own devices, he's gonna be a brutal killing machine. And Paragus was probably unironically doing us all a favor by having that control device on him. You really don't have that here. You just have like a character that's being punked out throughout the whole movie, not just his childhood, but when we see him as an adult, he's getting punked out too. And that's really sad to see when you know what this character can really achieve. The other mistakes that they've made in this movie, and like I was talking about with the action scenes and the fight scenes, later on in this movie, you have Whis. I wouldn't even call it a fight. I would call it Whis embarrassing Broly. And this is something that really hurt this character. It took all the thunder out of what he did throughout this movie. I mean, he beat up on Goku and Vegeta, but when it got to Whis and when he was just laughing and dodging everything that he did, it's sort of just like, it was like, oh wow, I wasted all the other minutes and minutes of time that I did watching this movie. I just wasted it because now we have another situation where you have these characters that should have been long since gone intervening again and making a joke out of Broly. Like, wow. It's like they literally made a joke out of Broly. Like, we used to just sitting there just dodging everything. And this was an opportunity for them to establish that maybe Whis is getting a run for his money and he's struggling to distract Broly. But no, they're making a joke out of it. They could have made it to where Broly got a clean hit on Whis or something. And none of this happened, and it really embarrassed and took all the energy out of what he just did. All that time they tried after his transformations to build him up as this monster alpha type character, they undid it with the Whis fight scene. It was really just terrible. And if you're a Broly fan, and even if like I'm to this point with the Whis and Beerus characters where they really just need to go, because again, Beerus is intervening again. He's in another movie, and I don't really care about the growth of Goku or Vegeta or even Broly anymore, because it's sort of like, let me explain the problem with Whis and Beerus and just those whole class of characters. It's sort of like, and I'm going to use this analogy, it's sort of like back when you were playing on the playground, or back when you were, playing superhero with your friends, and you would all select your powers and whatnot, and you would come up with some powers that would kind of be like, oh, now I'm on par with you. Now I can beat you and do all this. But then your friend just says, oh, nope, I'm still stronger. I can do this. And they just come up with some old bull crap out of the back of their pocket just to make up some new powers on the spot. That's sort of like what it is with Beerus and Whis. It's just that we know that these characters have advanced so much. We know that given what Broly was able to do in his base form in this movie, that he should be clearly capable of doing something to Whis and Beerus. And it's really to that point where it's like, oh, well, no, we're still stronger for no explicable reason. It's just like, get the hell out of here. Like, this is Whis and Beerus are ruining every movie, every new saga, because it's like, it's no conflict anymore. There's no suspense. There's no believable threat anymore, because Whis and Beerus are always going to just sit there and they're going to be just, oh, well, we're still stronger, so there's no real issue. You're just watching some fight scenes, but Earth is safe because Goku and friends have Beerus and Whis. Like, those characters need to go. I'm sorry. And this was their opportunity to do it. And another thing that really ruined this movie is that Broly really has no feats. Again, I know people are going to bring up the trailer scenes and, oh, well, he's beating up on Super Saiyan Blue and Super Saiyan guy of Goku and Vegeta. Those are feat. No, it's not. Not at this point with Dragon Ball Super. Broly beating up on those two for the majority of this movie really doesn't matter, because we've seen this again from umpteen different characters in Dragon Ball Super. Toppo was able to beat up on Super Saiyan Blue, Vegeta, and Goku, especially when he went into his God Toppo form. Hit was able to do this. Golden Frieza was able to do this. Goku Black was able to do this. Jiren was able to do this. And again, this is not an accomplishment anymore. This isn't a feat. This isn't anything. This is just like, okay, there you go, another character that's crapped on the god forms for almost no explicable reason. Again, if this was only done by Jiren in Dragon Ball Super, maybe it wouldn't be, maybe it would still be a accomplishment, but really not at this point. It's just like I said, with the way that they did the whole Whis situation, it took all the thunder out of that performance, because now you got some old comedy bull crap. Again, they added some more comedy that really didn't belong, with the Veku having his little debut. So they basically found a way to rewatch two movies in one. They did the original Broly movie, and they rewatched the Fusion Reborn movie. So it's just like, and the way that they pulled the Gogeta thing off, it's not even an even fight. Just like Gogeta comes in and he beats the snot out of Broly. It's just like, oh wow, like you guys really just wasted all of our times with it. Like this comes off as an old fan fiction BS movie, and that from people that really don't understand Broly. And it's just like they're aware of what he looks like, and they're aware of a couple of his iconic scenes, but they really don't know what made the character special to the fan base. So on to the end of this movie, this is what really made Broly look like a complete punk in all of this. So at the end, where Gogeta is getting ready to finish him off, right? It's basically what we thought. Goku and Vegeta fuse. They become Gogeta. They're about to finish him off. And Broly has to be saved by Shirai. So he doesn't even get to be taken out with honor. He doesn't just get to go out on his shield. He gets saved by a chick that feels sorry for him. So they really made him this complete sympathetic punk boy. Nothing reminiscent from the old Broly. Like, he doesn't, like, if you were looking for him to say Kakarot, just go home. And I know a lot of people are gonna say, well, that's the main thing, we wanted to go away, we didn't want him to say Kakarot. Like that's like going into a Hulk movie and not expecting to hear Hulk smash. Or that's like going into a Teen Titans or Justice League movie and not expecting Cyborg to at least say booyah once. Like, they could have changed the reason that he said Kakarot and had a callback to the old Broly, but like, this is like, you got this character being saved by a character he got sympathy from. So now you completely ruined this character. You ruined your moneymaker in Broly, because this is going to, the old Broly fans are going to be like, no, we don't want anything to do. Like, they're going to be fans of the old Broly, but as far as your new Broly, they're not going to give a crap about him anymore. Like, you came up with this sick looking design with ugly clothes, but I guess the clothes are passable for how sick the design looked for Broly. But you made this sick looking design only to punk him out and make him the most. This character is basically just Tarble with a higher power level. That's honestly what this Broly is. And if you guys were thinking about going and seeing this movie, please don't. Please, like, no. I already thought that this movie had enough challenges against it, because again, Japan is getting this in December the 14th, and we won't be getting it till January, because of course by then I feel most people who are going to want to see this movie are going to have their own means of seeing this movie. Hintity hint. But I definitely, like, I would have gone and supported this movie, even with my current situation. I would have gone and supported this movie if it was just like $10 or $15 to go see it. But like, now that I've seen it, this movie is pathetic. It is. I don't recommend anyone go near this movie. So without further ado, I've been your perfect being in the #1 anime, gaming, and Dragon Ball channel on YouTube. Don't forget to, hit that subscribe button, click that notification bell to enable all notifications to stay up to date with everything Dragon Ball, everything Xenoverse, and everything anime. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.